Racing at Hollywoodbets Greyville on Wednesday, and we are racing on the turf. It is Wednesday, the 27th of November 2024. 8 races to look forward to, with race number 1 set to get underway at 12:30. We begin with a maiden plate that is set to be run over the 1200 meter trip. And joining me in studio is Sheldon, and we'll get Sheldon's thoughts in a moment. Race number 1, here you can scratch number 9, Fine Dining. Favorite is number 8, One Arm Bandit at 14-10. The Wolf at 33-10. 9-2 about Grand Appeal, it's in 7-1 and Better Bar those. Now keep a close eye on the scratchings as we edge closer to race time. Number 5, Emoyeni, he was a horse that ran second on debut at Hollywoodbets Scottsville on Sunday. And Sheldon, it's highly unlikely that he will take his place on Wednesday, but it was a great introduction from him.
Well, I'd love to know the thinking behind the racing. Obviously racing on the Sunday and then carded to race on the Wednesday. Very interesting because Emoyeni, who dropped right out of contention, absolutely flew. Caught the eye and came with a rip-roaring finish. So Rahil, that was an eye-popping debut introduction. This field's a lot weaker. If Emoyeni does by any chance take his places, at around 8-1, I think the guys will get the lot. But the fact that he's still 8-1 leaves me to believe that he's probably going to be scratched. Yeah. But after watching that run on Sunday, absolutely mind-blowing. Yeah,
he's certainly a horse that we need to keep a very close eye on next time out. Your favourite, as I mentioned, number 8, One Arm Bandit. This is from the Paul Lafferty yard. Now, this horse, last time out, he was the subject of a lot of betting support. And he just didn't have a lot of luck in transit. He was caught out deep the entire trip, and he finished 4th behind JP's Palace. His penultimate run was quite a good run, when second to Industrial Strength, who was an odds-on favourite that day. And I don't see a concern with this horse dropping in trip. I think that 1200 metres could be right for him at this point in his career, and he sets the standard on overall form.
100% right, and 52 days off the track. One Arm Bandit, penultimate run second to Industrial Strength. And then last time over the 1400, I think the 1200 is going to suit him. The drop back to the 1200 is going to be right up the alley, and he's got to be a huge runner. The Lafferty stable, a couple of their horses have been running below par. They're looking for their next winner, and number 8, One Arm Bandit's going to run a big race. If number 5, Emoyeni, comes out, it'll make it a lot easier. And then number 3, Ragnar the King, was beaten 5 1/4 lengths behind Dapper. So Paul Lafferty will have a very good line there with Dapper running, I think, a decent 4th yesterday, a little bit unlucky.
Yeah, Dapper was back in 4th position on Sunday. And there's just one more that I'll throw into play in terms of that bipod, number 4, Grand Appeal. Now, I remember this horse's last start, and I actually thought he'd run a much improved race, and he certainly did that when running back in 5th position. He's a horse that I think is just going to improve with each start under the belt. He's probably looking for a touch further, but I think that 1200 meters at his third start could be the right type of distance for him. And I expect a bold performance from the Son of Gold Standard. He's currently at around 9-2 in the market. Sheldon, in terms of leg 1 of the bar pot, I'm looking to go just numbers 4 and 8. Your thoughts?
I'll go with you. Numbers 4 and 8, Grand Appeal, and number 8, One Armed Bandit. Those will be the 2 selections, and hopefully they'll come through first and second, and we can double up in race number 1. Moving along to race number 2, which will be the opening leg of the Place Accumulator, and this will be run over 1200 meters. 13:05 is the carded off time. Just having a look at the anti-post betting. Number 4, Who Blinked, from the MJ Udendal stable, the son of Erupt, after 2 very promising efforts, is even money firm in the market. And number 2, Cola Tonic, opened around 7-2, has gone 9-2. 10, Good Living, out 9-2. 1, The Golden Goal, out 7-1, and then you can get 8-1 and better the rest. Let's kick off with the even money favourite. His name is Who Blinked, a son of Erupt, 63 days off the track. But just having a look at his last run, that was behind a certain horse called Future Flow. And when you look at that run, we've seen Future Flow come out to win and run second. The second place, Glamour's won, Lion's Eye. And then on the weekend, Major Tommy came out and absolutely obliterated them, Rahil.
Yeah, his form lines are looking very, very strong, Sheldon. You mentioned the horses that have won, and they are the horses that finished 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th in the race, so all in front of him, and they've all won. And so this horse comes into race with a lot of confidence behind him when you have a look at the form. And MJ Ordendal expected this horse to go close to winning last time out. I remember when chatting to him about a month or so ago at Summerfeld. He mentioned that he thought that this horse would win last time out, but he returned to the track after 2-month layoff, and he would have been given time to just strengthen up and mature a bit, and I think he's going to take up Power of Beating in race number 2. I can't see anything getting the better of him, just based on the form that he brings into the race, and in terms of the backward and place accumulator, and especially all to comes on the day. I'm going to be starting right here with this horse, Who Blinked, even money. I think he's the best bet on the card.
Well, there you go, the best bet on the card. And if you're looking for a heads up, number 2, Cola Tonic, who we've been following for a while. Marco and Rensburg has ridden in the last 4 runs. Kabela Matsanyani rides, and Marco and Rensburg jumps onto number 4, Who Blinked. So who knows, before you blink, Who Blinked could be in the winner's enclosure.
Race number 3, the start of the pick 6, 13:45 is the off time. It's a maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1,200 meters. And here the favorite is number 1, Amafort at 17-10, number 9, Jean d'Arc at 2-1, 11-2, Sonata Samaritan, 6-1, Wings of Josephine. It's an 8-1 and better bar those. Now, I like the look of 2 horses here, numbers 5 and 9. I like that form line behind Get Off My Cloud. Jean d'Arc, I thought unlucky on debut to not win. Just Green has caught this filly out, and she was an unlucky loser in my opinion. I think that she'll set the record straight on Wednesday, and I think that she could get into the number 1 box. And then number 5, Sonata Samaritan. She didn't get the clearest of runs in transit over the final 300 meters of the race that day when finishing in 3rd position. I think that she's going to improve, and I think that she'll definitely be right there in the firing line. So 3 and 4, so 5 and 9 for me. I think those 2 horses will fight it out. Sheldon, what's your thoughts on number 1, Amafort? This filly showed massive improvement last time out. I mean, the improvement came out of nowhere, because beaten 12 lengths on debut and then beaten by a head at the next start. And that form line has actually worked out very, very well, because Blowing in the Wind, Little Black Gem, Chakpori all winning from that form line. And even the horse that ran 5th, Roy's Grace, finished 3rd on Sunday in one of those races. And that was behind Little Black Gem. So the form line has actually held up to my surprise. But do you give her a winning chance?
Yes, certainly I do give the Daughter of Mumba in Seattle a winning chance. And when I got to the track after that first run, and she was carded to run second time out, I had a word with the connections, and they said they were quietly bullish. So don't read too much into the price. They said she'd be in the top 3 on that occasion. Sipasekle Tlengwe was aboard. Of course, Rachel Benica now jumps back aboard, takes the 1.5 kilograms off. And from that number 1 draw, got to make it a big run, a number 1 Amafort. But I'm certainly in your camp with numbers 5, Sonata Samaritan, and number 9. I think that Get Off My Cloud form lines are going to hold up. And of course, Sonata Samaritan ran behind Regeneration, who we saw come storming through for the victory. So when it comes down to the crunch, number 5, Sonata Samaritans, had the 2 runs here at Greyville. Number 9, watch the replay, and then the guys can make up their mind for themselves between the 2 of them on that run.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, as Sheldon alluded to, the form line could certainly hold up, and let's see how race number 3 does unfold. In terms of the pick 6, what would be your player?
The pick 6, I'd go 1, 5, 8, and 9.
Yeah, 1, 5, 8, and 9. I'm happy with that. 4 horses for leg number 1 of that pick 6, but hopefully numbers 5 and 9 can be the 2 horses to fight it out.
Next up will be race number 4, 14:20 will be the off time, 1,000 meters will be the distance, and it is a 68 handicap over 1,000 meters. Now we have joint favourites 18-10, numbers 5 and 6, Mask On, and number 6, Rhythm. Then we've got number 1, Cotton Ron on the trail, 3-1. And then number 2, Eldrac out, 11-2. After that, it's 14-1 and better. Now my selection, number 5, Mask On, is going to be my first pick to beat number 6, Rhythm, and number 1, Cotton Ron. So I'm going to go for a form result here. Last time out, I liked a little bit of Mask On from the Louis Goosen outfit. Prior to that, very, very consistent, and has taken on a little bit stronger in the past, the likes of Strathclyde, Preemptive Strike, and a few other decent horses. And then Rahil, last time out, it became a bit of a nightmare for Mask On. I think this horse should have gone very, very close.
Yeah, Sheldon, I think that he's going to be a big player in this contest and probably the horse that you all need to beat. He takes a step down in class, quite a significant step down in class, and I think he could be very well placed here with only 60 kgs on the back. He has dropped in the ratings as well, now racing off a mark of 68, which I think is a mark that he could certainly win off. And at about 18 to 10 in the market, he's going to be the first choice for me as well. I've got respect for number 6, Rhythm. Last time out, he was unlucky not to put his nose down on the line when beaten behind Preemptive Strike, who absolutely thrives on the poly track. And then I'll include number 2, Aldrak, into the play. Now, this horse is also stepping down in class on his last start. He's on a mark of 66 now. He just may be better at Hollywoodbets Scottsville running in a straight line, but he's got solid form here around the turn, and I'm glad to see him remaining on the turf. Over 1,000 meters, no issue with the distance. I think he'll be effective, and I think that he'll be right there at the finish. So 2, 5 and 6, those are the 3 horses that I'm going to be playing some box exactas around, but like you, I'm in the camp of number 5, Mask On.
So there we go, number 5, Mask On, who ran 5.6 lengths behind Connery, who I think is looking for a 4 or a 5 timer later on in the afternoon. So we'll be looking for a big run. But number 5, Mask On, for a heel and eye, that's the one they have to set their sights on, and Rhythm is going to be the exacta position.
We're on to race number 5 now. This is at 14:55, 1,000 meters the distance. It's an MR90 handicap, and it will be the start of Jackpot 2. Your favorite is number 4, Connery, who's in terrific form at the moment. He's won his last 4 and looking for 5 in a row. He's a horse that has certainly turned the corner and come good. 5-1, Fine One, who's found support from sixes. It's 6-1, Mr. Henley. 7-1, 21 May. Cabinet Shuffle, it's an 8-1. And Better Ball those. Now, this is a very, very competitive race, as you would expect at the 90 level, and I think there's quite a few horses in with winning chances here. We've got to start with number 4, Connery, Sheldon. He's been an absolute revelation since he's been brought back to the sprinting trips of 1,000 meters, and he's come good. He's unbeaten here in KZN. He's 3 from 3. 4 kgs off the back on Wednesday, so he went up 5 points for his last win, but now he gets 4 off the back. So he could be a horse that is still well placed here.
Yes, I must say number 4, Connery, when he came to KwaZulu-Natal, there was a bit of talk about this individual showing some good improvement, and now looking for another win in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, looking for another one to go. So certainly a horse that you've got to include. And with the 4 kgs off the back, JC Boters eliminates those penalties, and this could be a horse who's going to go in again. And it'll be sensational if you can see a horse go 5 in a row. I mean, it's hard enough to win a maiden and then come out and win again. And this horse, as you mentioned, 1,000 meters, JC Boters knows him exceptionally well. If he just has to jump out the machine and just guide him across, it's the right type of field for him to win.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a horse that seems to be nicely weighted here. Number 2, Fine One. He ran an absolute blinder last time out. He had an awkward draw. He was given a chance, and this horse finished off his race very, very nicely, went 5th behind Jet Legacy. He jumped from gate number 2. He is rated 93, so he's got... he's probably maybe a bit high in the ratings, but we'll see how he does on that mark of 93 now, as he started his 3-year campaign. And I definitely believe that he will be effective in this race, and I wouldn't be surprised if he were to go a few placings better than he did last time out. Jet Legacy, he loves a 1,000-meter trip. He's a horse that you simply cannot ignore. And then even a horse like 21 May, on his day, he can rise to the occasion, and he could certainly make his presence felt in a big way. So I don't think it's cut and dry. I think that there's a number of horses in with winning chances here, but Connery certainly is the one that sets the standard.
Connery certainly does, number 4, and since they've put the key in the ignition and they've turned it, has certainly turned the corner and just can't stop winning. So perhaps number 4, Connery, 5 in a row. So we're going to go number 4, Connery. Number 2, Fine One, 56.5, will carry the same weight as number 4, Connery. And Connery looking for the 5th timer, running in merit rated 94s. I'll stick with number 4, Connery, and a horse like number 5, Mr. Henley. But number 4, Connery, we're expecting this individual to go just about start to finish and make it a 5 timer and just keep climbing the ladder. Heading along to race number 6, so races 6, 7 and 8 if you're looking to play the last treble on the day at Hollywoodbets Greyville, racing on the turf. Race number 6 has number 7, Lady of Distinction, who won narrowly, beating one path. The form lines have been very well franked, and Lady of Distinction chalked up an 80, but will get the 1.5 kilograms off, is 16 to 10. Then last time out, we liked number 4, Redo. The money came and managed to get the head in front at the right time, so that's a horse you have to respect. And number 2, Spring Kiss, a horse that we've been keeping a very close eye on. So there's not too much to choose in the betting here. Putting me in a corner, I'll probably lean to number 2, Spring Kiss, as the one that number 7, Lady of Distinction, has to beat. And then a horse like number 4, Redo. Scratched is number 10, Hodgepodge. Where do you put number 7, Lady of Distinction, in your pecking order, Rahil? Last time out, just greenness and the way things were running, she really deserved the victory.
Yeah, Sheldon, she's right up there. She's going to be my top choice. It's never easy straight out the maidens, but just the manner in which this filly was able to pick herself up off the canvas and go on and actually get that victory, she would have tightened up a hell of a lot with that win under the belt, beating one part. You mentioned the form line, one part win in, pull a fast one coming through to win as well from that form line. So there's been 2 winners and a few places, few horses that have placed as well. So I think that she's just going to continue to improve. And what's interesting, when you have a look at these 3-year-olds ratings, you've got numbers 1, 6, 7, 8, and then number 10 is scratched. But out of all of them, number 6 is rated at 75, and she went up 3 points for winning a maiden. She took 13 starts, so you can understand that. But from the balance, numbers 1, 7, 8, and 10, number 7 is actually the best rated on a mark of 80, and I think she's actually the best filly out of all 4 of them. So I actually think that she's well placed here by Michael Roberts. 1.5 kgs off the back as well, which makes her racing off a mark of effectively 77. I think that this filly can go back to back. I certainly believe that 1600 meters will suit her. The manner in which she runs her races, she just gives me the indication that she'll go over a bit of ground. And we know Michael Roberts likes to bring these horses on with each start, and they just continue to improve. And I think that this filly is going to win a fair share of races, and I think that this is the ideal starting point. So I'm in her camp. I think she's going to go very close to winning. 16 to 10. Yeah, I think it's a fair enough price in this field. Redo has got to be given healthy respect at 4 to 1, but no horse, the likes of Spring Kiss and Redo, they don't have the improvement to come that this filly has got. So therefore I'm going to be with a healthy respect for 2 and 4, though I think they could fill up exactas, trifectas and quartets.
So there we go. Take a chance. Banker number 7, Lady of Distinction from the Michael Roberts camp, or include number 2, Spring Kiss, who is far better on the poly track but does have a say, and then a horse like number 4, Redo. So push comes to shove. Number 7, Lady of Distinction. She looks quite well rated here.
Race number 7, 2,000 meters the distance. This is an MR90 handicap. 5 past 4 is the off time. And here your favorite is number 3, French Trip at 7 to 2, 9 to 2. Twa cut, it's 5 to 1. Positive Attitude. Etiquette has found support 7 to 1 into 5 to 1. Johnny the Thief at 5 to 1. It's then 7 to 1 and better par those. So very, very tough race here. And I think you need to go as wide as you possibly can in the 7th race. Sheldon, what's your thoughts?
Looking at race number 7, this is a race where I'm going to go quite wide. I think there's a number of horses who make claims, and if you go through the runners, number 1, Bellas Pablo, after winning very impressively in the maidens, came out and was beaten almost 7.25 lengths behind Field Marshal. 52 kilograms on the back must be thrown in. Number 2, Twa Cut, came back to best when second to Etiquette last time out. I think you liked a bit of Etiquette on that occasion, so it could have been a nice exacta and an each way bet. And if Twa Cut can reproduce that level of form, must be a huge runner. And then of course number 3, French Trip, although taking on quite a bit stronger here, also has a low mass. And then as you go down the page, 7, Positive Attitude, and once again Etiquette must be a horse that you've got to throw in.
Yeah, it's certainly a horse that I think that can go back to back. It was a nice win last time out. Siposihle in the irons once again, and he's a horse that seems to act well on both surfaces. Probably just best on the poly track, but he has won over track and trip, and especially over 2,000 meters. He's got 2 wins from 3 starts. Johnny the Thief was good to me last time out when winning at about 10-1, shorting into sixes, and he won with a lot in hand last time out, Sheldon. And I wouldn't be surprised if this horse were to go back to back despite taking a significant step up in class. He's got a low weight on the back, and at 5-1, I'll be including him in absolutely everything. Number 7, Positive Attitude. He's got to be one of the horses that is right there at the top of the selections, because he ran in a Pinnacle Stakes last time out. Now he's back into a handicap. Second in the race that day was Cape Eagle. We see Cape Eagle take his place in the Summer Cup on Saturday, which is a grade 1. So that form line will be under spotlight. But I think that this horse could be nicely placed here by Dennis Bosch. Back into a handicap, 1.5 kgs off the back. And he seems to have enjoyed the move to KZN with a win and a third at his last 2 outings. So I would certainly include him into the play as well. And then this horse, African Dusk, he's the type of horse that can pop up. I mean, 2 starts back on the poly track, he just put his best foot forward and beaten Jaham. He seems best on the turf, even though best at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. He's the type of horse that I wouldn't discount, because he's clearly capable of popping up at a price.
Around about 12 and 14-1, that is number 5, African Dusk, and he is a horse who can pop up. He's got the ability, and he's also been a horse who's been good to us in the past. So worth including number 5, African Dusk. But like we said, race number 7, you're going to be the judge here. Very, very competitive heat. Number 2, Twatwa Cut, big runner. Number 7, Positive Attitude. I think those are the top 2 that we'll focus on, and then after that you can throw in your fancy. So that's a look at race number 7 over the 2,000 meter distance. Moving on to the final hurdle of the afternoon at Hollywoodbets Greyville will be race number 8, the Hollywoodbets Bright Future Maiden Plate over a distance of 2,000 meters. And when push comes to shove and race number 8 comes up, hopefully you'll all be in front and you would have had a profitable day. If you're on the back foot and you're looking to get out of it in race number 8, well, very, very tough. 15-10 about number 2, Richard the Fearless. 28-10 number 5, Firelighter. 7-2 number 1, Mr. Fix-It. 9-2 number 6, Silver Platter. And then it's 16-1 and better the rest. Now Hill, number 1, Mr. Fix-It. I'm going to give him a big chance with number 2, Richard the Fearless. These are the top 2. Mr. Fix-It currently at around about 4-1. I just got the feeling this is a horse who's going to show a lot of improvement. He's got the number 1 gate. He steps up to the 2,000 meter trip. The Lafferty stable, Paul Lafferty stable, they've had a few in and out runs. So there might be something, a few temperatures and a few viruses going around. But what do you make of number 1, Mr. Fix-It, a good looking individual?
Yeah, I think he's going to show big improvement now, stepping up to the 2,000 meter trip. His pedigree suggests that he could certainly enjoy the distance, and given his running style, I think he could be effective over this trip from gate number 1. He's built on each starter date and only 4.5 lengths last time out behind Hodgepodge, and is a horse that has his 4th start now. So I think he will be bang there at the finish, and the one that needs to be included. Number 2, Richard the Fearless, no doubt the horse to beat. He's improved after being gelded. He ran 5th, he ran 6th and then 2nd last time out behind Gimme the Good Life. He moved up like a winner that day, and Gimme the Good Life just pulled out a bit more to get the number of Richard the Fearless. He jumps from gate number 2. I don't see the turf as being any concern at all, and he's going to go very close to winning. He's currently at around 15-10 in the market, and he's going to be the top choice. Number 6, Silver Platter. I'll include this horse into the play. He goes over 2,000 meters, which will suit him quite nicely. Last time out, I went for him. I thought he'd run a huge race, especially for the top 3, but he was comfortably held that day. He travelled so well throughout the race. He just found absolutely nothing when push came to shove, and I'm hoping that they maybe tried different tactics with the horse on Wednesday, and he could certainly be there at the finish over a distance that is favourable. And then a horse like number 5, Firelighter. Interesting that this horse is stepping up over 2,000 meters. I'm not sure if you can remember that horse, Katisador, but she was a sprinter.
Yes, obviously a horse like Firelighter, they're experimenting going over the 2,000 meter trip, and it's going to be a case of trial and error. If it does see out the extra trip, if he does see out an extra trip, he will be a runner, but there are a few question marks.
Yeah, certainly is, and let's see how he goes here. Firelights are currently at around 28 to 10 in the market, but yeah, I'm going to be with number 2, Richard the Fearless, followed by number 6, Silver Platter, and then number 1, Mr. Fix-It. Those will be the 3 horses for me, Sheldon.
So there we've heard from Rahil, race number 8, number 2, Richard the Fearless, is your current 15 to 10 favourite. That is the horse that they all have to set their sights on. He's a 4-year-old William Longsword. He's got the draw, so there's a lot in his favour. And this is the type of race where he could have at his mercy. However, number 1, Mr. Fix-It, and a horse like number 5, Firelighter, trying the extra trip, they'll be looking to make a race of it. So number 2, Richard the Fearless, that's the horse they have to beat, and let's see what transpires in race number 8. That time of the show where we go on to the suggested bet for the meeting at Hollywoodbets Greyville on the turf. So they're going to bring up my selections. And I've elected to go with 2 horses here. Best bet race 2, number 4, Who Blinked. And just looking at number 4, Who Blinked, the form lines have worked out exceptionally well. And this is a horse who is going to definitely improve and come through, hopefully to win at around about even money. Now, when I looked at my value bet, I decided to go race 6, number 2, Spring Kiss, with no degree of confidence. She is far better on the poly track, but on the turf in this type of company, I believe that she could be an each way play at around about 5 to 1. A 3-time winner at this stage of the game. 1 of them have been on the turf and 2 of them have been over the distance. So I'm going to make that my value bet. However, number 7, Lady of Distinction, is the horse that number 2, Spring Kiss, will have to beat. So that is a look at my 2 bets for the day. And of course, when it comes to the Gallop YouTube channel, when it comes down to the crunch, you've got the videos, you've got the replays. Like, subscribe, share, and then of course hit the red bell, ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-ding-ding, and there you have it. That's a wrap from myself, Sheldon Peters.